dark, way too long in this place. That bright smile long gone been replaced. From ear to ear I see that fear in your face. Tell me when the last time you felt safe, cause there's some evil people in the streets. Evil at your front door, creeping while you sleep. It's time to raise up, show that evil we ain't weak. We don't turn the other cheek, I can show you how to be strong. Come on, follow me. Heard you looking for a hero. Well, look up. No more running from the bad guy, I'ma stare him in the eye like, what's up? I know the journey got hard for a minute, but I ain't giving this up. Yeah, I got the heart of a champion. If I get knocked down, I get back up. We go.
Hello, everyone, and thank you again for joining me on Insights of a Survivor. As always, I would like to, before we begin, acknowledge that today's episode will cover sensitive topics, including domestic violence, survivorship, and the healing journey. Some content may be sensitive or triggering for listeners who have experienced any form of trauma. So please take care of yourself while listening. Pause if needed, reach out for support, and prioritize your well-being. Before we introduce our next guest, I want to take a moment to speak deeply from a personal place, a space many of us avoid or don't know how to put into words. The truth about our fathers, or sometimes lack thereof. Fathers are meant to be protectors, providers, and leaders. The ones that we run to, the ones who make us feel safe, the ones who wipe our tears, well, at least for us girls and some guys, but not all of us grew up with that. Not all of us knew that kind of love, and not all of us knew what it was meant to have a father in our lives. And for those of us who didn't, the absence, it echoes. We feel that emptiness, like something was missing. It shows up how we love and how we trust and how we heal. My stepfather, he was an alcoholic. He drank with my mother, and they were kind of like two broken people, and it was really sad to watch them because they're trying to survive the only way that they knew how. But he wasn't always like that. In the beginning, he was very kind to us. He took us places, we traveled, but that alcohol took a hold of him, and he wasn't a father to us anymore. He wasn't present physically, but or emotionally or spiritually. He just wasn't there. The alcohol spoke louder than his heart ever could. And later in life, when I became an adult, he stopped drinking. He walked away from that, and through my own fire, I had to learn how to forgive him when things began to change. When he got sober, and that's when he finally became something that I could look at as a father figure, something that I could build on, something that was real. He could have been an amazing father if it wasn't for the drinking, but it is what it is, because he was a really good grandfather. My kids did not know that part of him. He was Papa Leroy, and they loved him to the day he died. He showed up for them in ways that he never showed up for me. And while that did hurt me sometimes, because I was just like, okay, where was my love? It also helped me heal. It showed me that he had it into him to be that way with us. It was just that addiction, and if he would have kicked it a little sooner, maybe I would have had a different experience with him, but I'm not going to be angry for the fact that I didn't, because my kids did. And then there was my biological father. So my connection with him was complicated, you guys. I had a beautiful relationship with him. I loved him. He treated me like a princess. He loved me so much, but to others, like my mom, he was a monster because he was her abuser. He was, he took advantage of her innocence. He took her innocence from her. Now, while not knowing this about him, he was everything to me. So when I found all this out, it kind of tore my spirit in ways that you can't imagine. And even today, I still wrestle with that because, I'm expected to hate him, but I don't. I love him. And losing him changed me. It shifted my bones. And there are so many moments in life that I wish that he could have witnessed things that I went through. If he was alive when I was going through my abuse, there's no way I would have gone through that. He doesn't know my children. My children don't know him. So many things that I've accomplished, so many triumphs, so many of my healing moments that I wish he could have seen. And I wish he could see me now, which he can. He's with me, but I can't see him showing that pride in me. That's why fatherhood matters so much to me. Not just the idea of it, but the reality of it. The messy, painful, complicated, beautiful truth of it. And that's why my next guest, he means so much to me. A few months ago, I met this man, and I had the honor of being a guest on his show, Fulltime Father Podcast. And let me tell you, it was something so powerful. It was healing. It was a place where fathers are he has a place where fathers are celebrated. They're not silenced. Where men, they're allowed to feel, they're allowed to cry, they're allowed to lead, love, and heal. All Father, he is a man. He's the man behind that podcast, and he is doing something that is so needed. He's uplifting the voices of fathers, especially single dads, who are often overlooked and underappreciated. He's creating a space for them to carry the weight of fatherhood with strength and vulnerability. And he's putting fathers on the map in a way the world rarely does. So today I am so, so proud to welcome him here, not just as a guest, as a brother and work. So I'm going to get him on the stage right now. Hey, 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 how you doing? How you doing?
Amazing, ma'am. That was beautiful. That was amazing.
Oh,
You
thank
you did
you.
your thing right there. You described my podcast better than me.
Ah, no,
I love
no.
it. Like that's fire. Like, come on, let's go. Let's
I mean,
go.
when I first met you, that's kind of what I got from you. And when I look up everybody who I go on their show, they go on mine. I look them up, because I don't want to be like, who is this person? So I want to know who they are. And that's what,
Absolutely.
when I saw a few of your episodes and seeing what you do, that's what I got from you. Excuse the
And
noise.
I
Y'all
appreciate
know
that.
where I
Absolutely.
live.
Yes,
So I
ma'am. You
mean,
hit it right
like,
on the head.
thank you. You have uplifted so many fathers on your past podcast, though. But tonight we're here to share your story. What made right now the right time for you? Because this is your first time sharing your story. So what made right
Absolutely.
now me, and I'm honored, by the way. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
What
Pleasure.
made right now the right time for you to share your truth?
Well, it's a lot of things actually that factors into that. But mainly experience. Um, so I've been through a lot of struggles with just me and my kids by myself, and I've had to experience what single parents had to experience. So on the other end is always the moms and stuff going through hard times, this and that, with struggling it out with their kids, whatever. And so with me going through that, and I've seen that there's limited resources for us as father. Quick story: I ended up in a bad situation. I had to go to the shelter with my girls, and I couldn't get in because I'm a dude with girls. Instead of just let me in because we're humans, But but in the long term, I understand as well because there's a lot of pedophile stuff, like what I'm saying, a lot of weird stuff going on with adults and kids. So but that sparked me to just start building resources, and just having a voice for fathers, like you said, the ones that's overlooked, because we hear, what I'm saying, and my main message is that it doesn't matter if you're active or you're not active, um, as long as you're trying. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't judge you for where you at on your journey because I wake up with my kids and I've checked out as a father right with them in their face. You know what I'm saying? So, um, and that's the real that a lot of people don't talk about is that like we go through our depression, we go through our struggles and stuff like that. And our kids still have to see it. We still have to show up as dad, but that's not always possible, even though you're in the same household. So, there's no judgment zone over here, man. We just here to inspire.
That's beautiful. And I'm glad that you said that because a lot of men have to put on this persona of being strong, and being depressed and sad does not necessarily make you weak. And I'm glad that you're here to share that with the community, that it's okay to have another softer side to you and still be that strong father figure and that man and head of the household that you need to be. So like,
Absolutely.
what was your upbringing like in your life? Like, did you have your father in your home? And if you did, how did what was that? What did that look like, and how did that affect how you are as a father today? On vice versa, if you didn't, how did that affect you and how you raise your children today?
Man, a lot. So my father was extremely active until about I want to say about like 11 or 12. Him and my mom and my stepmom, they had a little situation that had pulled everybody apart. And with my mom being a single mom at 21 with 5 kids, you know what I'm saying, and then my dad just getting married, it ended up it ended up I want to make sure I'm saying this correctly. So basically his wife, which is my stepmom, had whooped me without consulting with my mom. You know what I'm saying? So like, so of course, like I don't care who you are, like it's going to be some type of emotion,
Ah,
some type of
she
reaction
trying to get
behind
beat up.
it, right? So
She
I
trying to
mean,
get
then
beat
after that,
up.
man, you heard me? Like, and then my mom being a young mom, like, you know what I'm saying? Of course, her mindset
Hmm.
is like, oh no, y'all tripping, y'all, you
Yeah.
make me feel like you're not keeping my child safe, so we gonna dip. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And but in the long run, going through that and then becoming well, let me just touch on just more of my childhood. Basically, I grew up in a house with five kids. Like I said, I was the youngest out of five. My mom was 21 with five kids. So, with my father being active, and actually he was being a father to my brothers and sisters as well. You know what I'm saying? So he, like, when he came around, they looked at him like, you know what I'm saying, he was a dad as well. So it came to the point where when he was removed, it was just chaos. Like we had no structure, nobody's respecting nothing. Then we leave Chicago and move to Rockford, and we don't know anybody, so we all acting out because you know what I'm saying, just childhood traumas from where we come from. You know what I mean? Random. This is a random culture shock, and this is something a lot of people don't talk about that I speak about this situation a lot is me coming from Chicago projects and then going to like Rockford, which still was like the hood, but wasn't as nowhere near as bad, right? Um, Going into like I think that was second grade. I remember I was having a regular conversation with somebody, and I was like, "Man, nigga, you crazy? I'm in second grade." The man immediately raised his hand and told on me. That was my welcome to Rockford. That was like, okay, you're not in the hood like you used to be. You know what I'm saying? That was a culture shock for me. Like I was like, wow, I can't say the N word in
Wow.
here.
Okay.
Okay, wow, that's like
Hmm.
passing the hallways of the schools I used to go to in Chicago. I hear teachers like talking on the low saying that. You know what I'm saying? Well, nobody.
Right.
But anyway, so going to the situation with my my dad's wife putting her hands on me. My mom like, okay, we finna stop this happening. Now I am left to look for a father in the streets. You know what I'm saying? So my brothers and sisters, I got two brothers that's 7, 8 years older than me. So I'm 13, 14, they in their 20s almost. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't have any guidance. So I had nobody to be like, yo, that's not smart. Don't do this, don't do that. So I'm out in the streets getting locked up on a regular basis. I went through a whole year period to just keep getting arrested, just keep getting arrested. And this is all just me acting out, not having a safe place to go to. I didn't know how to talk to nobody about how I was feeling. My mom didn't have a mental health outlet, so she didn't know how to give it to us as well. So she parenting us like her mom parented her, and her parents was born in the early 1900s. You know what I'm saying? So she just parents us how she was parenting. That's not working anymore. You know what I'm saying? So
AKA that belt.
from that to growing up in a society to where we consuming sex so much, right? So, um, showing up to the homies without clapping no cheeks, you getting talked about. You know what I'm saying? When
Yeah.
these little groups, we 15, 16 years old, it's peer pressure just to go
Mhm.
out and have sex. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
nobody giving us the good or the bad about it. We seeing stuff and we just emulating. You know what I'm saying? So nobody
Right.
set us down like, yo, you can this can happen, that can happen, blah blah blah. Of course, we knew in the
Hmm.
excuse me in the long picture of things, but we're not we're our conscience is not that strong to make that decision on our own. So
Hmm.
with that said, me out in the world exploring, I ended up having sex with my kids, mom or whatever, and she wasn't ready to be a mom. I wasn't ready to be a father. You know what I mean? I'm about 20, 21 at the time. My daughter was born a month before I turned 21. And
Okay.
from then on out, it just started chaos right away. It went right back to me repeating the same cycle my dad just experienced. I had to deal with somebody who's keeping my child away from me, like my mom was with my dad. You know what I'm saying? Even though if she had a reason or not, that's what was happening. And
Hmm.
to her going 6 months, to trying to put my oldest on another man, right? So 6 months go by, no contact. This is after my oldest is born. 6 months go by. I get a random phone call from her mother, which is my kid's mother, grandma, or whatever. She calls me like, that baby is in DCFS. Um, you should go take a blood test. I'm like, I'm at work, you know what I'm saying? Chilling. You know what I mean? I wasn't for sure if that was my child or not at the time, but I did literally. Let me back up a little bit because I need people to know that we do be trying. Like I literally, um, okay, so my daughter born the next day, I'm calling her like, hey, I'm finna come up there and sign a birth certificate or whatever. Let's try to get a DNA test going. And she was like, I'm already gone. So that bringed in my head like, okay, this sounds like some funny shit going on, right? So cool, whatever. And okay, so where you at? I'm at home. Okay, cool. I'll come over. I was like, all right, so we got to try to find a DNA test. You know what I'm saying? So she didn't know where to go. I didn't know where to go. I literally went to child support office. I went to the link office. I went to the courthouse. The only answer I got was like $450 some dollars at the time for a DNA test that I didn't have at all. So I was like, yo, okay, so let's make a plan to make this money so we can make it happen, whatever. By the time that was gonna happen, gone, no contact, no contact. You know what I'm saying? I can't reach her at all. So now 6 months go by, random phone call, come and man, mess me up. When I tell you, I just put myself in that moment right now talking to you, like really messed me up though. Like, hey, when I say grounded me, like put me down, man. In a good way though, in a good way. She called me like the baby in BCFS. You should go get the DNA test. She gave me the caseworker number. I called the caseworker. I think within a week, I had the DNA test. It came back. I want to say a couple weeks later, 99.9. Cool, bam. All right, let me call them up. I'm happy as hell, celebrating all this good shit. You know what I mean? I call the caseworker like, okay, so what's next? So they automatically, because I'm a young black male with little to no help around me, they put me through the ringer. They wanted me to give up. Like they wanted me to give up. Every single thing they gave me, I knocked it out with no problem. First, they had me doing counseling classes. Counseling, knocked it out. They told me that I didn't successfully pass it because I didn't fully agree with their tactics, with their methods or whatever. Anyway, uh, from there, parenting classes successfully passed that. Um, then so this is 2 years in. So only you see it was only two programs in 2 years. Now I'm going to court we go to court every quarter. So every court date they're saying that I am doing exactly what I need to do and I'm showing progress or whatever how they said at the end of the court date. And but for 2 years straight, I'm still on like 1 or 2 days as far as visits. Not even overnight. This is like some 2 hour here and 2 hour tomorrow type deal. So I go to court. I talked to my public defender because I didn't have a lawyer or anything at the time. I talked to my public defender. I say something about it. He said something about it. And so we went to overnights. We went from 2 days to overnights. And that was on the weekends. So I started doing the weekend. So the I'm trying to get real specific because I want people to understand how petty they get with you. And I've helped a couple people through DCFS, just like speaking to them and stuff to let them know to watch out for because I had to go through it blindly. You know what I mean? Like I didn't have any help. I was just my mom trying to coach me. She all the way in Oklahoma. I'm in Illinois. You know what I'm saying? So and so I ended up man, girl, I lost my train of thought thinking about my mom, girl. Goddamn. Um,
I'm sorry.
oh, you good. Someone told me
No,
to
you were
pour me a little cup of
you
Remy or
were
something with this
overnights.
one, man. Yeah, thank you, man. Overnights.
It's okay. Take your time.
Oh
Take
man.
your time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you. Overnights. And then from there, they get it started for Friday and Saturday. But I called them like, hey, she has to be at daycare Monday through Friday. I would love to show that I'm responsible if I can switch the days to Saturday and Sunday, then I take her to daycare Monday morning. So one person told me, yeah, but kind of find out that wasn't okay. So next court day come around, he's showing that he's not stable. He's trying to change the days up after having a conversation with them. You know what I'm saying? So um I always tell people to watch what you say little as possible to them people. Don't and try to show little to no emotion because they're going to try to get a reaction out of you. So from there, so we got the 2 days, and then gradually going into year three, nothing is happening. I'm still on these 2 days. I'm still coming to court. I'm still showing up. I'm at all doctor's appointments. They have no more classes or anything for me to take. I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to do. My family plan is satisfied. You know what I'm saying? So um we 3.5 years. I go to court. I'm frustrated at this point, right? 3.5 years. I remember in the beginning, like the first year and a half, I didn't understand the court lingo, and they said something. I thought they were saying that they want to adopt my baby out, right? So I go to court, and I guess it was just like an option they was basically saying, but it wasn't going to happen. But in my mind, being 20, 21, 22 years old, I don't know what's going on. Man, that was the first time I cried. Like, since I was like 16, my grandma passed. You know what I mean? I remember being at work. I was a manager at this gas station, and I had went into the back room and called my mom and just broke down. Like, yo, they not trying to give me my daughter. You know what I mean? So of course she gave me my encouragement, whatever, picked me up. You know what I'm saying? Went back to it, whatever. But um coming from there and then going to 3.5 years, I went in there and just snapped off. I was like, I asked the public defender, I was like, yo, can I speak? He was like, yeah, you can. Like, you sure can. I didn't know that this whole time that I could have been in there defending myself instead of having him defend myself. You know what I'm saying? So after they did the little regular court thing, he said, Mr. Merriweather would like to come up and speak. And I went up there and spoke for 15 minutes, and my daughter came home full time. I went up there, I prepared the speech and everything. I pulled it out right when the judge gave me the okay. I looked at it, I balled it up, put it in my pocket, and just went in. I went completely in. So they had every excuse not to give me my child. But once I actually defended myself, the judge was like, yeah, y'all tripping. Like, y'all tripping. I literally started off by saying, like, y'all not giving me a fair chance at all. Like, you know what I mean? And so the judge seen what was going on. Shortly after that, my daughter's home, I want to say 6 days out the week at this point, 3.5 years. No, no, no. I'm sorry, full time, because the last 6 months was closing it out. So 3.5 years, my daughter home every day. They still trying to find stuff to come over. They've literally come over my house to make sure my gas is on. Like this, the lady popped up to my house to and cut my stove on to see if fire is coming out my stove. Like opening my refrigerator to see if I got food and stuff. Like looking in the cabinet, they literally trying to find stuff. Even when the case got closed out, I wasn't supposed to hear from them at all. The caseworker called me one time, like a week afterwards. She's like, "Okay, the case has been closed out. I think we just need to see you one more time before." I'm like, "For what? Like it's ready." And she's like, well, "I'm gonna check into it. I'll call you back." She never called me back, so obviously she was just messing with me, trying to see if I was gonna let her come on over. But so that happened, and that's my oldest, right? So this she is that was a 4 year stretch. So she made it to DCFS. She was 6 months. So she almost 5 years old at this time. Bad. So I ended up moving to Oklahoma with my mom because, like I said, I'm up here with no family, no cousins, no nothing. I ain't got nobody that's feel obligated to help. And I know for sure me becoming a new father by myself, I'm gonna need some help. So I went down by my mom, Oklahoma. I couldn't find a job. I was there for like 3 months, and after me filling out 20 plus applications monthly, and got no hits. Cool. Came right back to Illinois. I moved in with my dad at the time. It's my first time ever living with my dad. I'm 22, 23 at the time, right? So and this basically just me just looking for help. Like this low key. Now that I think about it, I was probably just scared. You know what I'm saying? Scared to fail. You know what I mean? Like more so just like, am I good enough to really do this or not type deal. Like, do I really need help or do I not? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, ended up landed on my pop's crib, got a job right away. And from there, um I was in my pop's crib maybe like 6, 7 months. Me and my little sister ended up getting an apartment together. That ain't last 3, 4 months. And then so now me and her get into it. Now I'm in a situation to where I don't have anywhere to go and I have a daughter with me. So I called her foster parent to where she was at doing DCFS. Which shout out to Lisa. I love that lady. That's actually her actual auntie. I called her like, "Hey, I'm in the jam right now. You hear me? Like for sure." I tell you, I owe that woman my life, man. Um, that's literally still my oldest favorite person. Like favorite person. Like I love it so much. But anyway, Ended up calling her like, hey, I know, you know what I'm saying, it been too long since the situation, blah, blah, blah. She's like, you ain't got to explain nothing. Go ahead and bring her over here. You know what I'm saying? Dropped her off. So now it's about 4 to 5 months before I get on my feet. Um, and that was just more so of just clouded judgment, just making dumbass choices. You know what I mean? Thinking I'm doing the right thing, but I ain't. You know what I'm saying? Being more so selfish than I needed to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it was more so, and these it's crazy is because as I'm talking to you, I'm literally analyzing shit. You know what I'm saying? Like having thoughts that I ain't had before, like for real, for real. Um,
It'd be like that. It'd be like that.
yeah, for sure. And yeah, yeah. So goddamn, I lost my girl. Yeah, I needed that Remy. I should have got a little sip. I should have poured a little cup,
It's
boy.
okay. I'm right here.
And
I'm
hold
right
it
here.
together, girl.
You was making dumb decisions. At this point, you took you a few months to get back on your feet after you dropped off the foster baby because you was a
Thank you,
foster
thank you,
mom.
thank you. Thank you.
Miss
Bring that
Lisa, who
back.
we love.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Right. So, right, took me a couple months to get on my feet. So I ended up getting on my feet. Me and my homie ended up getting a house together, and so my daughter is six, about six at the time. I oh no, I skipped a lot. Sorry. Let's go back. Let's go back to Pop's crib. Let's go back to Pop's crib, right? Pop's crib, move in with my little sister. And from there we ended up getting into it. I ended up moving back to Rockford, my hometown, and I'm cool with her family. I'm not cool with her. We're not on good terms ever since, and since this situation I'm about to tell you about. But some of her cousins are my closest friends. Anyway, um, I ended up getting moving in an apartment with her brother, right? So that's me moving back to Rockford. Got a job right away, blah blah blah. She ended up homeless a couple weeks after that. Guess where she ended up at? Right. So now I can. So now I'm living with her. After you know what I'm saying, being disconnected for this long. She walking around the house. I'm walking around the house. Yeah. So baby number two happens. In that situation. Yeah. 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 Yep. Yep. In that situation. It's crazy how the world works. Like, who would ever thought that like both of us would end up living with your brother? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, anyway, so bam, that happened. Um, Ended up getting into it after that. Period. Cool. We disconnected. I move out before she did. Um, that's when I got an apartment with my homeboy. I mean, a house with my homie. And so now we going through this. She's pregnant. Um, she ended up having a baby. I'm there overnight. You know what I'm saying? I watched the birth happen and everything. I'm just gonna say this on cam. That was one of the most grossest experiences I ever seen in my life. Everybody else, oh, beautiful. Oh, that shit's nasty, son. No, but nothing beautiful about it. but,
And beautiful in
what I'm talking
spirit.
about.
In
So,
spirit.
in spirit, yes, in spirit with blind eyes, like just brilliant. In spirit for sure. But but yeah, that happened. So my daughter was born. I looked right at her as soon as she came out, like, thank you, you know what I'm saying? Instant connection. My baby, whatever. Cool. So let's repeat this cycle again. Boop, dipped on my ass, right? Again. Before that even happened, right? So went to the hospital the next day, my daughter born, my youngest is born. I bring me and my oldest come up there to go see her, of course. And I was smoking cigarettes at the time, and it's a hospital, so you have to literally go off premises to smoke a cigarette, right? So when we was out for a couple hours or whatever, I left, stepped outside, go smoke a cigarette. I came back in, I was smelling like a cigarette. So she got on my ass, well, she's supposed to. You know what I mean? She's supposed to. I was reaching for my daughter. She's like, "No, you smell like a cigarette. I don't want that to get on her." I was like, "My bad." Well, shit, hell, you done smoked your whole goddamn pregnancy. You know what I'm saying? Taking my coat off as I'm saying it to her. She called security and kicked me out. So yeah, you know what I mean? It wasn't okay for me to smell like a cigarette, but it was okay for you to literally put it in her system. Right, okay, cool. So bam, that happened. Instantly kept my daughter from me from what? 7 months. The first 2 months we in contact. She not letting me like chill with her by myself or nothing. I'm every 2 weeks I got paid. I dropped off diapers, wipes, and clothes every 2 weeks. Um, I would say that happened like 4 weeks in a row. Every 2 weeks, like 4 times in a row. So what's that? 2 months. She told
Mhm.
me that she was throwing all the shit away. Right. So um, from there, um, no kind. Of course, I snapped. I cut snap the fuck off. Like, why you have me waste my money? Like, the fuck you? You know what I mean? I kind of looked at it as like I need you to be a deadbeat for this child because you're a good ass father to the other one. That's what I kind of took that as. I kind of took it like you need to um you need to be a deadbeat right with my ass type shit. Anyway, so um no contact again. 6 7 months go by. I get a random phone call like, yo, I'm in a situation. I need you to take care of my daughter. No questions. Drop her off. Mind you, you just dropped a 7 month off with a stranger full time. My youngest is crying her ass off. Like she will literally would not stop crying. It like she was crying so much it wasn't even tears anymore. You know what I mean? So she's with me and my roommate at the time. I'm sorry, my ex at the time. And we're trying our best, but she's a fucking. We're strangers to her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it didn't get no better. It wouldn't get better at all. So anyway, we making this happen. Blah blah blah. It never got to 100%, but she got kind of used to us. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But that ties into what we was talking about before. We jumped on, but we gonna get to that too though. But remember you asked me that question about your son, right? And my response
Mhm.
was right.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, since she dropped us off, now I get another call from DCFS, and like her son is in DCFS. They asked me to take care of him. I'm like,
Mm.
no.
Okay.
I got two girls at the house right now, and one just showed up at my door. You know what I mean? It's my child,
Mhm.
but it's still I just got two random. Another child in my house. I can't do three, and they was like, we'll help you out. I was like that's not enticing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I don't want to fail at what I'm doing. At this point, life is on track. I got a good job. I got a decent car. You know what I'm saying we chilling. You know what I mean? Then they ended up kept asking. I was like, okay, cool. So now I'm thinking about, I don't want, if I was him, would I want to go to the system? That's the only thing in my mind. Is like, would I want to go to the system? And I know little man, that's their brother. You know what I mean? So he ended up
Yeah.
coming to stay with us, and excuse me, y'all. I actually banged like 2 packs of noodles before we got started. I apologize, y'all. Um, so from there we ended up having 3 kids. Me and my ex at the time. My ex actually never don't have kids and was kind of a spoiled kid, and so there was a lot of pressure for her. I'm not giving her an excuse about what I'm about to say, but I didn't even say I understand, but to an extent. She ended up having a disagreement with my oldest and striking her and leaving a bruise on her.
Mm.
I'm completely oblivious. I don't know what's going on. So all of our interactions with my daughter is in front of her. So my daughter's scared to say something. Right. So my daughter went to school. Of course, they asked us about her eye, and they said what was going on. She said what was going on or whatever. And of course, now I'm in DCFS. I have 3 kids at home, and I'm in DCFS. And then they asked my ex to leave, so she had to move out the premises, or they're going to take my kids. So she moved, of course. So now I'm at home with 3 kids by myself.
Mhm.
Now, this is where the bullshit starts. So you thought that was bullshit? All right, here we go. Are y'all ready for this ride?
What?
So
So that
from
wasn't
there,
it?
no, that wasn't it. Lot more. um, that's why I resonated with your story so much too. Like the resilience you had, man. Like you just kept like, man, shit
Mhm.
just kept happening. You just kept knocking that shit out. You know what I
Kept
mean?
going.
For
Kept going.
sure.
Kept going.
Absolutely. But yeah, so So that happened. Now, okay, so I'm at the crib with 3 kids. I got an open DCFS case. Why they let me keep 2 extra kids with an open DCFS case? Who knows? All right, so I end up getting this racist ass. She had a black husband, so I don't know if that's worse than a racist white woman or because they more so feel entitled. You know what I mean? Because like I understand what's going on. I got a black family over here. You know what I mean? So the judgment was
Yeah.
extremely harsh. Her investigation that she took in for court was a bunch of fucking lies, and I couldn't do anything about it. So this is my second time now in DCFS. I'm going to court again. Um, um, my youngest end up she has a health issue, and at the time the mom who told me it was diabetes is actually MCAB, completely fucking separate, differently, right? So what I'm doing is trying to feed her as if she has diabetes. We are vegan at the house at the time, by the way. I am feeding my daughter full blown avocados, and guess what? Her diet, I mean her health issue, she can't break down protein and fats like we can.
Oh no.
So I'm feeding her whole avocados in the morning. Right. So she ended
Mm.
up one day just not eating. I go to feed her. She's not opening her mouth. I'm like, oh shit, the fuck going on? Instantly to the emergency room. Um, Come to find out, they told me what the real diagnosis was. Blah blah blah. She ended up staying up for 6 days. Cool. Within on 6 days, she got out and she had a follow up appointment. At this time, I skipped a lot too. At this time, I didn't have I didn't have babysitting for 3 kids. I had babysitting set up for 2 kids. Mind you, out the blue, third kid happened. Bam. I lose my good job I had. My car ended up getting repo. I'm on the verge of finna be homeless with 3 kids, right? Still taking my daughter to the hospital backwards and forward. Why does all this is going on, right? So after the 6 days, I don't have a ride, I don't have a car, I don't have any money. I haven't worked in like 3, 4 weeks. Um, I end up calling the mom. I know I wasn't supposed to, but she had a car. And like, yo, our daughter need to get to this follow-up appointment. You got me, cool. So before I made that call, I got a call from the caseworker and she was asking me how the hospital visits and stuff went or whatever. I'm like, it was smooth, blah, blah, blah. The mom came to say hi, whatever. She was like, she's not supposed to do that. She's not supposed to be around the kids unless I'm around. I was like, oh, I didn't know that. Okay. She's like, okay, don't worry about it. Just make sure it don't happen again. Okay, cool. Me knowing this, I let her know, like, yo, we got to get to this appointment. We get in the car. She picks us up. We're on our way. We are on our fucking way to this appointment, man. I tell her, I'm like, yo, they don't want you around the kids without them. So before I can finish my statement, she went the fuck off. No, we not finna do that. We ain't doing that at all. Hell no. Fuck you, your mama bitch, you a bitch, this, that, blah, blah, blah.
What?
Before all that happened, she didn't let me finish my sentence. I was going to say, let's just make sure we just doing things on a low radar. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to go that route with you. Nah, fuck that. But with her having a short temper, she ain't let me finish, and she ended up exploding and turned around. Didn't take my daughter to a follow up appointment. Turned
Mm.
around, took us back home, cussing and yelling and screaming and shit, making a scene for the whole motherfucking neighborhood. I completely ignored her. Ever since we was kids, anytime she get to going, I just ignore her. I don't argue back with her or anything. She knows this. We have never had a successful argument. You know what I'm saying? I just like, okay, you got it, whatever. So anyway, I'm focused on the kids now. There's 3 kids in this suburban, and you driving crazy as hell. You talking crazy in the middle of the street. It is broad daylight. We're going to a doctor's appointment, so it's easily 1 in the afternoon. You know what I'm saying? Summertime as well, so people is outside. So I'm grabbing my kids. I'm walking to the house. Whatever. She cussing me out. Blah blah blah. I'm just trying to make sure the kids get in safe. So this is right before whatever year that was, like Mother's Day. I want to say this like 2016, 17ish. That was right before Mother's Day. She ended up texting me like 4 days later. It's Mother's Day. Can I see my kids? I text her back. I'm a bitch. My mama a bitch. My sister a bitch. My daddy a bitch. And she was like, "Oh, okay, cool." No, it wasn't summertime yet because my daughter's in school. So my youngest go to school one day and she get off of school. The caseworker right behind her. I'm at the door waiting on my daughter to come in from school, getting off the bus. Caseworker get out her car, walk right behind her, come right in the house. Like, yeah, we just got a call saying that the mother been around the kids. They ain't say that. They trying to like they baited me questions to try to get to it. Excuse me. And so they ended up coming over there, um, telling me that their mom called and told on her to tell on me to get the kids taken out of spite. Now, shout out to, like I said, remember saying to my daughter auntie that she went right back over there. What if she ain't go over there? You know what I mean? That's really why this. I ain't gonna speed it up, but I'm gonna touch on something. I'm gonna touch a lot on later. But this is why I don't trust her now. Like, you made an emotional decision to put my kids in harm's way. What if they ended up with some crazy people? You know what I'm saying? What if they wasn't being treated how they was being treated? You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't think of none of that. Like, they didn't need to know that shit. We had a dispute. They didn't need to know that shit. I wasn't gonna call them and say, hey, and take. I took the blame that I didn't make that doctor's appointment. I didn't say, hey, I was in a car with your ass and you turned around. You know what I mean? Like, I took the blame for it, of course, whatever. So ended up they ended up taking the kids. Mind you, I already they lost my job. I done lost my car. They came and took my kids. I'm already in eviction. So my kids gone a week later. I gotta be out this damn apartment. So now I'm homeless. You know what I'm saying? And all I'm doing is thinking about everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have to take that little boy in. I had to take little man in. I had to do that. Even with of course, I'm a father, so that's my daughter. But even when she came home, now that I know what I know, I wish I would have had some type of restrictions or something set up, like some type of system or something. You know what I mean, instead of just being like, "Oh yeah, just drop her off," but because I'm knowing you, you fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? So now that's why I need everything in writing. I need a paper trail for every fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to go to court talking about you did this and you did that. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm like,
Right.
here's facts. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so that end up taking the kids. I'm homeless now. I'm moving one of my homegirls. It was one of the darkest times of my life, but it definitely was necessary because I ended up meeting some people that are still stuck with to this day and some of my closest friends. Ended up, like I say, moving in with my homegirl. And at the time, I'm trying to work, and the agreement was I watch her kids because she was having a hard time with babysitting. You know what I'm saying she had two kids, so with me watching her kids while she worked, limited the time that I can work. You know what I'm saying? So I had to go find odds and ends jobs. I'm working for $10 an hour, $11 an hour, trying to get a car and a crib in a short period of time so I can get my kids home. You know what I'm saying? So that ended up not working out. So I ended up towards the end of it, I ended up getting a decent job to where I can sustain myself. And so they put me out. I had to go to the shelter for 1 week. And then after that week, I had literally had a car and a crib. You know what I'm saying? So came out that situation, bam, good. So now I got a sanctuary for my kids now. Cool. Now we're going back through DCFS or whatever. Mind you, still at this time, it's not like they're still treating us as if we're young black parents, and this is our second time in DCFS. And not only that, we got the same caseworkers. So of course, you know what I mean. So from the racist shit I already experienced from the first time, just came back. It was almost like I told your ass, I told you so. I told you. You know what I'm saying? So thank God that they were underworked and underpaid because they left like 6, 7 months into it. I ended up so it was a 4 year stretch. And out of this 4 years, I ended up with 8 different caseworkers. So it was like they was coming in and out, in and out, in and out. I was meeting somebody new every 5, 6, 7 months. Like, it was crazy. But every time I meet somebody new, that means I'm starting over. So now I'm getting frustrated at this point. So I would say like five, maybe six caseworkers in, we end up getting this super. I ain't gonna say racist, man, because I don't want to blame everything on racist. But we be knowing what the fuck going on. All right. Anyway, she ended up getting really cool with the mom. And how I found that out is because, like I say, my baby had a serious health issue. So we live in Rockford. So the doctor she had to go to was in Chicago. That's about 90 to 100 miles away. And the mother didn't have a car at the time. Uh, she let the mother ride with her. That was never supposed to happen. Didn't even offer that to me. You know what I'm saying? So once I seen that and I seen that interactions, now they're in the car for an hour and 40 minutes off record, just talking to each other. So they instantly, I feel like they built the relationship after that because she started advocating for her a lot after that. So ended up getting to court. She put a bunch of lies on me. She even said something to one of the foster parents for her to have a dislike towards me for something I didn't say. So now I'm in tour with somebody that's a pure blessing to my kids. You know what I mean? Not my not the auntie, but there was also my youngest went to a cousin, which has a daycare. Amazing person. Shout out to Sheila. She amazing. But she ended up getting a bad taste from me through them. So and then after she fucked the case up, because I'm doing good progress, even though they not, you know what I'm saying, doing, you know what I'm saying, speeding the process up or whatever, I'm still doing everything I'm supposed to do on fucking time. You know what I'm saying? So my only one bad court that I had was because of this lady. She dropped this fucked up ass report, left, completely quit. New caseworker come in, fix the report, because she's like, nah, everything I read, I don't see anything that she, you know what I'm saying, that she put in here. I don't see any of that going on. She around me and my kids. She see my kids want to be around me and shit. You know what I'm saying? Um, to her quitting, another lady coming, and then that same caseworker came back. Right. So I'm like, oh man, this case, we 4 years in. We almost 4 years in. No, this is 3 years at this time. We like two and a half. I'm like, man, Joe, you can nah, we got good progress. I think my girls is at home. I think 6 days out the week at this time, overnight too. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh no, we ain't finna fuck this up. I called the hotline and complained about it. I didn't even know I can do that. It's something just came over me like, yo, call, do something. Do not let this lady fuck this progress up. I called them. They took off the
Right.
case. Well, my end, the mother kept her. She stayed with the mother or whatever, but they gave me a different caseworker. So that helped out. And then after all of that, 3 years, another 3 years of going to court, I ended up getting custody of both my girls, and we've been chill ever since, girl. We've been here like
Nice.
this. It was a ride. It was, and it's still one. It's still a ride.
Nice.
My kid's mother, she's sending DCFS over here at random, just making up shit. You know what I'm
What?
saying? So I got to stay on point to make sure the house looking. You know what I'm saying? All type of, you know what I mean? Going to court. We driving. Like this literally just happened. I just won my case about a week or two ago. No, it was on the 15th of April. Because I've been driving. Thank you, love. I've been driving from where I live at 100 miles for her to see the kids for 1 hour, and she out of 28 visits, she missed 10. Now she's not taking in the fact. Once again, this is just bitterness. Like, you're doing this to hurt me, but your daughter wants a relationship with you. So when she show up and you're not there, she's crying for 3 fucking hours till we get home. She mad, sad, and depressed, and like, you know what I mean? Like, so now I gotta deal with this and shit. So from that to me getting the case switched over now, man, that's and I don't even know what to do with this. I was on the phone with both counties today. I don't even know how to get it started. So I'm still having to go out there. Mind you, even on top of that, my car got set on fire.
I
Because of
remember
oil
that.
change. Yep.
I
I got a
remember
bad oil
that.
change. You know what I mean? So I'm paying $200 to go to Rockford and $200 to come back just so my kids can see their mom for 1 fucking hour. And my oldest, she stopped going like 7 months ago because she stopped coming to the visits. My oldest, 16 years old, like I could have wasted my motherfucking weekend. Man, I had to go out there, your ass
No,
don't show up. You know what I mean? But of course,
like,
my
I'm
youngest will
sorry.
cry if I you know what I mean? Yeah, but if I don't go, if even attempt, my youngest she gonna be heartbroken. Either way, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, so now I'm at the point to where I'm just trying to, you know what I mean, hopefully have a relationship, have them to have a relationship with their mom, but definitely want a paper trail behind it just because all of the this is the most consistent liar I've ever met in my fucking life. It's like habitual. You know what I mean? Like
Oh no.
trying to
Mm.
deflect the judge awarding me to switch the venues, to switch the court dates. She told me that she told him the course like all he wanted sex. He said if we can't have sex, he can't be around the kids. I'm saying to myself like these are your fucking kids. Like what's wrong with you? Like why would you even have that on your
Mm.
heart to like? So basically, that's the type of person I've been dealing with, man. And a lot of people I know they have their judgments and stuff, and I always want to be a fly on the wall when she tell people like why she not around. Um, my bad. I skipped a little part. So before, oh, right. So before we at where we at today, last July-ish, I want to say last summer, my oldest, she 15 at the time. She acting out like a motherfucker. She going into womanhood and all the other good stuff. And I'm me not knowing what's going on. I'm thinking like you might just need your mom, G. Like I don't know what the fuck going on, but like you wilding, you talking back, you wilding. Like okay, so hey, it's a lot of stuff that you wasn't taught because I'm a man. You know what I mean? Anytime like when it came to like monthly things, I had to video chat my sister or something. You know what I mean? Like I can't give you not a lick of advice besides wash your ass
No.
twice in one day.
Yeah.
Wake up, wash your ass, and go to
Three
sleep. Make sure you
times.
wash your ass 2 times,
Three
3 times.
times.
And
Three
okay, oh, I need to add that. You hear me? Like, that's all. I just knew that because my mom did it. You know what I mean? Shit. So um from um from me going through that, I reached out to the mom. This is once again, um, I anytime there has been contact between this woman and my kids is because I reached out. You got my phone number. You know where the fuck I live at. You know what I mean? Like, and you always had a way to contact me because your family members, they see their little cousin on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? So like, y'all go to family reunions and stuff. Y'all see each other. They tell me. In fact, we was in Walmart one time, and her mom, which is her grandma, we buy the deodorant or whatever. We coming out at the end of the aisle. Her mom walked past. She stopped. She looked at me, looked at both my daughters, and kept going. This is that shit. I was like, "Yo, grandma, hey, wait a minute." I was like, "You know what? I ain't finna chase her and say nothing. She seen us. She seen us. You know what I'm saying?" But But anyway, going from that, my baby acting out and shit. I'm trying to figure out some type of outlet for her. So I reached out to her mom and let her know what's going on. Her mom drove out here. We sat at McDonald's. We talked, and I was like, I just let her know what everything's been going on in the meantime. Like she wilding the fuck out. Look like she needs some feminine energy. Like I don't know what the fuck going on. I don't know. Whatever. Blah blah blah. Cool. So we agreed to try to do a casual. So by this time she's on child support and she's still not no contact, right? All the way up until that day, I'm like, yo, I will give you 50-50 custody. I will cancel child support. I just need you to be an active mother. Okay, cool, whatever. I let my girls go with her. At this time, it's the summertime, so she ended up keeping my girls for like a week or two, and um, they come back with hella questions. I'm like, what's going on? Talk to me. Like, it's daddy. Y'all can talk to me about anything. Um, she took zero accountability of what happened. Like zero accountability. I'm like, we have a paper trail. We were in court. Like, why would you? I didn't go through the extent of going to go get paper documents and stuff to show my kids now, but that's something they can see that on their own when they get older. You know what I mean? But
Right.
you're making shit up. On top of that, I'm letting them know where I fucked up at. my kids know that I will admit I'm wrong in a heartbeat. And like they even come to me and prove me wrong. And I'm like, okay, you got it. Give a little dap, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you got it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I'm real good at taking accountability. And from her to take
Mhm.
zero to completely blame it on me while you're not around, and had so when I told my or that was my first time explaining what I'm explaining to y'all is the first time I explained to my oldest or what's really happened why you live with your father, you know, in detail like I'm telling y'all. I told her the exact same story y'all just got, and she went to sleep crying. You know what I
Mm.
mean? She cried herself fucking to sleep, man. And I heard her screaming at the top of her fucking lungs, man. I called her like, "Hey, yo, we finna stay in court. Like, we ain't finna do this. Like, you're not finna play with my kids like this. We not finna, nah, we not finna, mm-mm." So ever since then,
Yeah.
it went from them being with their mom for 2 fucking weeks to them coming home, crying their ass off, emotional. They're already emotional. They've been missing a fucking mom. So you just adding on top
Yeah.
of it. I'm doing my best with little training that I have in mental health. Besides sit down, take some deep breath, do some breath work, you know what I'm saying? Take accountability, you know what I mean? Like besides them little basic pointers, you know what I'm saying? And you just come fuck all the progress up. Yeah, now we got to go back to court. Now we've been in court.
Yeah.
Um and now like I said, I've been driving out there for a whole for what 2 years. And for the last since January, since my car got on fire, every 2 weeks, that's I've been paying what two for. I'm paying $800 a month to fucking get my daughter to Rockford for a fucking hour, and your ass ain't showing up. You know what I mean? So I'm that's where we at now, man. I guess I think I did better than I thought I was. I think I was gonna hold through that. I thought I was gonna
You did good.
I was
You
gonna drop
did
a tear a
good.
few times, yeah. Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
there you go. There you go. You
that's how I
did
became a
good.
single father, man.
Man, I mean, don't hate me after I tell you this little secret, but I was one of those DCFS workers.
Oh,
I quit that month though because
hi, bye. No,
no, on my end, no, I quit because of what I seen them doing to parents like you. It's not the workers, it's the supervisors. Because there's been plenty of times I would be that worker to
mm-hmm.
go up and be like, hey, no, he not doing anything wrong. He coming, he's been doing this, he's been doing that, and you know what they would tell us? I don't approve this, so either you're gonna go remove that child or you're gonna remove yourself from this job. I've had to remove kids that I
Mm-hmm.
didn't want to remove a couple of times where I at the point where I'm like, I gotta remove this kid. Okay, well, you know what? You're gonna find another worker to go do that because it's my last day and I walk off. That's why they lose
Yeah, I
so
remember
many
you telling
people.
me that.
Because this
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's not okay. That's not okay. And I'm sorry that you had to go through that. I did not know that. I mean, I wish I'd have known you then because you could have called me up. I'd have been like, no, they lying. That's illegal. You would have been had your
Mm-hmm.
babies. You
Hey,
need
what I
to
didn't say
call.
though is I was just gonna say I had a black caseworker that quit because of me. Like she quit because the same reason because of you because she realized that they was doing that to me. Like she wrote me a dope
Mhm.
ass report for court, and she was like, she called me the day before court because she was supposed to be there. She's like, I wrote you a really good report. They threw it away and they wrote some bullshit in conjunction with
Mhm.
your counselors or whatever. Which the counselor was I had to go find myself because they didn't have any spots open, so I ended up paying for counseling out of my pocket. So I found some black people like, oh shit, yeah, let's put it up. No, they was on their team. For sure. Anyway, she ended up calling me and letting me know, like, yo, they finna fuck you over in court tomorrow. I quit. I love you. I'm hoping all, you know what I'm saying, the best for you. And she got up
But she
out of
was
there,
betting
man.
that doctor. I did that too. I did that with the lady and I let her know that they finna take your baby, and that's one of the hardest things. I
Mm-hmm.
cried. I know that woman cried because that's not easy
Mm-hmm.
to try to know that they finna take something. They finna do that to a good parent. That's not easy. So I mean, I'm really
Mm-hmm.
proud of you for not giving up. Um, and like we
Appreciate
were
it.
talking about my son, he's a single father. It's nowhere near but you got she just left and she signed over everything. My son has sole physical legal custody. She said I'm gonna let him do it to get this child support every month. So it was nowhere near as traumatizing as
Mm-hmm.
what you have gone through with you and your girls. I mean, oh, I want to fight you, baby. No, I'm just playing. I don't want to fight you, baby mama,
Man,
but
yeah,
I do
yeah,
wish
I ain't
her.
know.
I'm trying to go back to I done had a lot of healing. I used to be out there like that. That made me going back to my little old days. Like, where's she at?
Man, you
No,
heard
but
me?
no,
Man.
she needs some help though. There's something not right with her. She got some healing she need to do within herself because as a mother, I can't see myself not wanting to see my children. My kids are in their 20s, and I see them every single day. One live on this side of
Mm-hmm.
me, one live on that side of me. And I told you where I live, and I brought my kids with me. Now, come on, we leave. I can't. I can't. So there's
Mm-hmm.
something not right with her, and I'm not judging her. I don't know her story. You know her more than me, but she needs some help. And I hope one day she
Yeah,
get
some
it for
healing.
the sake of the girls, for the sake of her daughters. I hope she gets some help.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to little man? Did he go back to his mom? Do you still have her son? How does that work?
Oh man, see, they called me again.
Oh no.
Yeah, they called me again. It's like I told them hell no that time. Like, at this
Yeah.
time, she
I
got two.
mean.
She got two boys. I think that
Hmm.
was. I've been out here where I live at 2 years now. That was like 3 years ago, and um, I don't think she has custody of him now.
Well, some people are not
So
meant to
yeah,
have
so
kids, and maybe she just need to. She need to. You go get them tubes tied. I mean, it don't hurt. I had
mhm,
mine tied when my baby girl. It hurt for a couple of days. It didn't bother me that much. I was still able to walk and eat and everything. She maybe need to
mhm.
go get them tubes. And she don't want no kids. If she don't want kids, she need to do something to prevent herself from having. I ain't had no kids for 24. My baby 24. Tubes tied. It worked. It
Oh no.
worked. So I
Mhm,
mean, I just want to congratulate you on stepping up though, because not a lot of men gonna do what you do. Some people, I'm working in the system. I've seen men say,
mhm.
"Click my, I'm not coming to get them, but you're a killer. I don't care. You keep them over there. I don't want them because they don't want to deal with the baby mama. I don't want to deal with her, so
Absolutely,
I'm
and
not
now
gonna
and
deal with
that's
my kids."
yeah. No, I was just gonna say, and I know a lot of fathers like that, man. They just give up because it's like you're holding this child as a pawn, it's like a toy, and it really just because people they're not in relationships together. That really be like the main thing. Like it be
Yeah.
the bitterness of being split up and control.
Yes.
If most mothers they don't have full control of what's going on, they're gonna spaz out. They're gonna spaz out. Like and that takes away from some good fathers, man. I know a lot of
Yeah.
good
It
fathers, man.
does.
It's just like man.
I can't do
Mm,
it. Well, I asked you this earlier. My son is having issues with my granddaughter, who's now 5, who like she has not seen her mom physically seen her. She FaceTimes her once a year on her birthday in April. Every April 6th. I was gonna
mm,
say April 8th. I don't know where I got that from. April 6th. Every April 6th, she'll FaceTime her for 20 minutes and tell her happy birthday. But other than that, she don't know her. But a couple of months ago, she started realizing, like, for one, my granddaughter is half Asian. Her mom's from Thailand. My son, we're black. So she's noticing things. Our hair look different. She looks just like me, but her skin, of
mm,
course, is a lot lighter than mine. And then it's like, if you're my mom and you're his mom, then how are you my mom and his mom if he's my dad and he's your son? So we had to explain to her that her mom is gone, and she starts asking questions. So my son, he's young. Your mama don't want you. She left us. Like, do you have any advice for young men in those situations, or who were even in your kind of situation where they have absent mothers who are either in and out like your situation is, or trying to sabotage? Because it looks like she was just trying to sabotage your life. She had some anger with you.
absolutely.
She need to work that out. Um,
So,
or in my son's situation where they just completely disappear. They got his little girls who they
mm-hmm.
don't know, like you said, that they need some feminine energy. I don't know what to do in no time of the month. He gonna be calling me in a couple of years when you gotta
Mm-hmm.
call your sister, or. So, like, what advice do you have for young fathers
Um,
who are struggling?
yeah, I would say be honest for sure. Be
Be
honest.
honest.
And I even understand the snapping out. The she don't want your ass. I get it. Absolutely, man. That's one thing I try to tell people on a regular basis. I am not a perfect father. I've never met one. I don't have the perfect answers for everything, but because there's a lot of situations, a lot of people look at from perspective that's just fucked up. I'm totally against bashing the parent. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, me explaining to y'all what's going on, I feel like I got every right to say what the fuck I want to. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it, but I'm not gonna do it. You know what I mean? But I would say be honest. Let them know what's going on. Don't try to protect their feelings. Um, because that's you basically protecting your situation. Because it might be a little bit of a tad bit of embarrassment in there for you. You know what I mean? Um, let your child see that it's affecting you as well. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to be like this super tough person. You ain't got to do that. I tell my kids all the time, like, yo, I don't want to take care of y'all by myself. I promise. I know y'all notice what's going on. I know y'all wish we was here or wish we had that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like it messes with me as well. You know what I mean? So, but it's overall, don't spare nobody's feelings from the truth because in the long run, the more you lie to your child, try to cover stuff up, they're gonna have trust issues with you growing up. When they grow up, they're gonna look at you a little different. Unless they just sit there and come to grips like, oh, they're just trying to protect my feelings. But most kids are extremely curious. So I don't like being lied to. That's my main thing my kids get in trouble for. And that's what I was
Yeah.
saying earlier when I was telling the story is my daughter came home from school today and she was I seen in her eyes she in trouble right now because she been lying up a motherfucking storm. And so I took her little Nintendo Switch or whatever, you know what I'm saying, put on punishment, and like it's the weekend, you can't do nothing. Cool. Yeah, them devices gone. Yeah, kids, they're dying inside.
They lose it. They lose it.
Yeah,
You done took a whole
yeah, it's
breath out,
trash.
huh?
Yeah. Like came here motionless, lips getting white, all type of shit. But yeah, she ended up coming in the house from school and she wasn't her bubbly self that she usually is. And so of course I pulled her to the side, asked her what's going on. And she was just telling me she made up some story about what happened at school. I'm looking at her dead in her eyes. I said, baby girl, I made you. I'm in the house with you every day. I know when something wrong with you, and that ain't what's wrong with you. And she bust out and started crying like I miss my mom. Like she bawling the fuck out. You know what I mean? So that's something I got to deal with on a regular basis. Versus my oldest feel like her mom didn't backstabbed her and she don't want shit to do with her. Like, you know what I'm saying? No contact. You know what I mean? And then my youngest on the other end, she wants a relationship with it because she doesn't know she's 8. She don't know what's going on. So that's what I was saying in court last week is that I'm hoping that she comes to grips to realize that you already lost one child. Don't lose the other one. Like, cause she really wants a relationship with you. And like I can tell when my daughter goes to her visit and her mother's there, my daughter have a great week at school. She has a really good week. When she don't show up, my daughter get in trouble. She's not listening. She can't function. Like she getting into it with kids at school and shit. You know what I mean? Like it's really affecting her. You know what I mean? So
Are
I'm
they
I'm just
therapy?
hoping,
Does she have
man, in
therapy
the
or
long run
something?
that she knows what's up. But yeah, but just be honest. Be honest, man. If you can tell your son that for me, just be honest. I
I'm gonna make him
know
listen to this whole episode. I'm gonna be like, I know you don't watch all my shows, but you need to watch this one.
for sure. Yeah, man. Just try not to. And if you watch this, I'm speaking to you directly, young man. Try your best to hold the anger in. Like, you know what I'm saying, turn it to something positive, but still be honest. You know what I mean? Because they gonna find out themselves. That's one thing. That's personal experience.
Mhm.
I think I'm not sure what his upcoming was with his father, but me on the other hand, my mom always talked shit about my mom. I mean, about my dad. You know what I'm saying? So that made me want him even more. Like you telling me that my dad don't want me, my dad should be here, and that made me want him more. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, whatever. I'm gonna go find out on my own. You know what I'm saying? So now I just chunk it up to where they're gonna find out in the long run. Like my oldest, she came to conclusion. She knows what's up. I mean, will she feel
Yeah.
like that for the rest of her life? I hope not. I tell her all the time, respect your mother. That's still your mother. Love your mother. I mean, my dad, with him and my mom had the little situation when I was 11 to 12. My dad is an amazing grandfather right now. Like I'm
Mhm.
so happy to be connected to my father. He stays. I moved out here because I have 5 little brothers and sisters. We all grown, and they are very involved with my girls. You know what I mean? So, um, they still make sure that respect aspect is there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sorry if that was
Oh my
long winded
goodness. Thank you
answer, but
so much. That's fine. I mean, no. I appreciate that. We going over tonight, now, y'all. Y'all gonna sit here and watch. You better watch. It's gonna be our replay too.
mhm,
Because this is something that's
absolutely.
needed. It's not often that a single father can come to and tell his short story, share his story on that side. It's always single mother, single mother. Like when you first started, you talked about how you was trying to get into a shelter. you understood why they wouldn't let you in, but that's still not right. There need to be shelters for single fathers, which is one of the things I feel like should be in the works. There should be shelters for single fathers because there are so many of them out here
Absolutely.
these days. So don't worry about it. It needed to be said. Um, Tell everyone how they can reach you, where they can see you. I want to help get your word out as much as possible to however many people that I can help get them out to.
Man, I appreciate you, love. Appreciate you. First and foremost, let me just say thank you again for having me on your platform. Man, I've been thinking about your story. Like I said, I called the homie Master P of domestic violence. Did everything. did did
Yes,
everything.
and
Master P. He was in the
unfortunately, my
NBA.
son saw
Oh,
all of that. So
oh
he
yeah,
saw
yeah.
it.
You know what I'm saying? So, know what's up. But yeah, Fulltime Father Podcast. Please follow me everywhere. My main page that I'm constantly on is Facebook, and that's all love. In parentheses, it'll say DJ. But Fulltime Father Podcast. Subscribe on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and IG. That's why I post content daily.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you coming out and sharing your story. I know that it's not ever easy to make it because this is making yourself, very vulnerable. You had some moments you need to sip on that Remy. So,
Yeah, yeah. I'm get
but I thank you. Yeah, but
No,
I
it's
thank you
a
so
pleasure,
much for
man.
coming. I had a blast with you. You are so much fun. We got to do this again because
For
I
sure.
know that you have so much more to offer. So I'm gonna put you backstage and close up. But thank you so much. Thank you so much for you guys. Please follow him. All love and Full-Time Father Podcast on YouTube. I subscribe to his channel. Subscribe to his channel. He is a very strong advocate for single fathers. Actually, not just single fathers, for parents, anybody. He's it's not he that's his
Absolutely.
thing. But he had me on his show, and I'm not a single. I text him. I'm like, I'm not
Come
a
on
single
now.
father, right? He's like, no, it's all love though. So like you said, all love.
Mhm.
Please,
Absolutely.
so follow him. He's all love. His name says it all. Thank you so
You
much.
heard me? Absolutely. Pleasure. Thank you, love.
Oh man, I had so much fun with him. I told you guys, I knew that he was gonna have a story that would touch all of your hearts. So before I want to close out, I want to ensure that everyone has everything that they need and real support. This episode talked about single fathers, and children without fathers in their lives or whatever. And I don't have any resources for that. I've looked it up, you guys, and it's really horrible. The most I found was 100 Black Men of America that provides mentorship, education, and empowerment to young Black boys and teens across the U.S. And that's at 100blackmen.org. But I'm gonna look a little bit deeper because there needs to be more support for single fathers. But as we close out this incredible episode, I want to take a moment to speak to every soul listening, whether you were raised by a strong father, a wounded one, or none at all. Not everyone is blessed to know the steady hand of a father like all love. Like you heard his story. No matter what, he did not give up on his children. He's someone who chose to show up. He chose to pour in. He chose to be present in a world that pushed our Black fathers to the ground and buried them in silence and stereotypes. And he stood up. Some of us grew up in homes where the word father came with pain. And some of us had to raise ourselves, teach ourselves what that looked like and what safety feels like. And yet, look at us now. We are still here. We are still rising and we're still healing. And we have people like All Love coming and showing us what real Black love looks like. And tonight reminds us good fathers do exist, and not just the kind that you see in movies or read in the newspapers, but real men, real fathers, men like All Love who will walk it out daily, make mistakes, but dusts off and tries again without needing any type of applause or perfection. Men who lead with their hearts, who break generational cycles, who create the kind of love that they may never have received themselves, even though he did have a good father. He just wasn't allowed to be around him, and he did not. You don't hear him blaming anybody for it. He's like, I love my dad. That's all there is. And for those of you who didn't grow up with a father, let me tell you this: that might change your life forever. You can still experience that kind of love. It's not too late. It can show up through community, through chosen family, through healing, through voices like All Love. Like I said, subscribe to his channel. I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional because it hurts to know that he had to do that alone. And, he didn't have the support that he should have had. But now he's still standing up and stepping up. So you guys really need to follow him. You need to subscribe to his channel. And through becoming the kind of person that you always need for yourself or for someone else, you need to kind of stand up. Because love isn't limitless. It's bigger than that. It's louder than trauma. It's stronger than silence. And I want to leave you with words from a powerful Black man who lived through fire and rode through truth and who loved his children deeply, James Baldwin. He said, children have never been good at listening to their elders, but they have never failed at imitating them. So let's give them something worth imitating. Let's raise a generation that knows what it looks like. Not because we told them to, but because we showed them to. So I showed them. And if this episode touched you, if it stirs something in your heart, I'm asking you to do one thing: share it. Don't let this conversation stay right here. Like it, comment, subscribe to this channel and to his. Send it to someone who needs to hear it, because there are fathers out there who are still fighting to be seen, like my son, and children who are still waiting to feel safe, like my granddaughter, or his children, or him. And know this is how we shift the narrative. So thank you so much for being with us tonight. And thank you all, love, for your heart, your story, and your purpose. And to every father out there doing the work, we see you, we honor you, and we need you. And until next time, keep healing, keep loving, and keep listening to the stories as we change lives. Thank you so, so much. And you guys have a wonderful weekend. See you next week.
It's been dark way too long in this place. That bright smile long gone been replaced. From ear to ear I see that fear in your face. Tell me when the last time you felt safe, cause there's some evil people in the streets. Evil at your front door, creeping while you sleep. It's time to raise up, show that evil we ain't weak. We don't turn the other cheek. I can show you how to be strong. Come on, follow me. Heard you looking for a hero. Well, look up. No more running from the bad guy. I'ma stare him in the eye like, what's up? I know the journey got hard for a minute, but I ain't giving this up. Yeah, I got the heart of a champion. If I get knocked down, I